So, how is everybody? I'm good. This is going to be a relatively short class session. We're just going to go over the review for the exam next week, and then I'm available for any questions you guys have about your case papers or about Globus. But the point today was just to go over what's going to be on the exam next week. So it's going to be 50 questions, multiple choice, and it's 50 minutes. So we're not going to use the whole class session. The other class only has 50 minutes to do it, so you guys only have 50 minutes to do it too. There's about 30 pure multiple choice questions, and there's a couple texts that you need to read and answer questions associated with those texts. So that's what it'll look like. There's going to be a question on there about LinkedIn. So I'm going to go over. Basically, this is chapters 1 through 3 with some additional information. So additional information-wise, there's a question about LinkedIn and the types of connections there are. Yes.
Are you going to record yourself? Because Amy couldn't be here today.
Yes, I'm recording right now.
Okay.
There's going to be a question about business model and the different types of sections to put into the profit model section of that. There's going to be several questions on the handbrake model of strategy. So for that, you're going to need to look at the slides for the introduction to the course. So you're going to go to Blackboard. And go to the content section of Blackboard. This should warm up here in a second. There we go. So content section of Blackboard, under lecture slides, you're going to go down and open up number 1, introduction. Be familiar with everything that has to do with the handbrake model of business strategy in there, as well as everything that has to do with vision, mission, and goals, or vision, mission, and objectives. There's going to be a number of questions on key success factors. There's going to be a number of questions on SWOT analysis, a number of questions on Porter's 5 forces, both the fact that Porter's 5 forces function as an industry snapshot at a point in time, as well as questions about the individual forces. There's going to be questions about driving forces, in particular, the 7 areas of the macroeconomic environment that were in the slides and in your book. There's going to be questions about competencies, core competencies, and distinctive competencies. There's going to be questions about the VRIO model of business strategy of identifying which resources of the company are valuable, rare, hard to imitate, and that the company is well organized to take advantage of. A couple of things that are important for the exam that I don't think I emphasized correctly or more clearly enough in class. Strategies are on a 5 to 10 year horizon, not longer, not shorter. Objectives are important internally for employees in the organization to all be on the same page. And strategic groups, there's some questions in the exam about strategic groups. And strategic groups are very much like the PQ PQ rating groups in Globus. So it's companies in an industry that have similar product features, similar pricing. They compete on similar features in the marketplace. So it's a group of companies that all compete in a similar way in their industry. That's what a strategic group is. And I didn't emphasize that very very well in the lectures, so I wanted to make sure to point that out here. I'm going to go through the actual exam here on my laptop, make sure I haven't missed anything. LinkedIn contact question I talked about. Profit model question I talked about. Overall questions about strategy. Handbrake model questions. Vision and mission statement questions. SWOT questions. Key success factors, more about objectives. More about objectives. Porter's 5 forces, driving forces. More about Porter's 5 forces. Strategic groups, like I talked about. Core competencies, competencies, and distinctive competencies. More about Porter's 5 forces. More about vision, mission, objectives. And there's a few questions that are just reading comprehension. So if you read the paragraph and are familiar with the information in the paragraph, then you can answer the questions effectively. Questions about there's a few questions about a generic competitive strategy and differentiation versus low cost. Ways to differentiate. There's a question about overall industry characteristics, so kind of a combination of driving forces and Porter's 5 forces. More about driving forces. Key success factors, SWOT analysis again, vision and mission again, handbrake model questions again, and differentiation, generic competitive strategy, SWOT analysis, key success factors. So I just went through on my laptop all 50 of the questions, and that's what the exam is on. So you're going to want to review chapters 1 through 3 in your book. Make sure to take a look at the lecture slides for the introduction to the class, and listen to this podcast if there's anything that wasn't clear. That should prepare you for the exam. Exam's going to be next Wednesday. Next Monday will be a lecture, and that's about it. So it's only like 20 after, but that's what I had. That's the review. If you guys have questions, I am available to answer them. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day and have a nice weekend. Yes. Am I providing? Yeah, I'll provide Scantrons.
Where are you going to upload the podcast?
Huh?
Where are you going to upload the podcast?
Where or when?
Where?
All the podcasts, if you open up the syllabus, you open up the syllabus and you scroll down to the schedule. You see these links here on the dates? That's the podcast for each date. So just click on that link.
So you're gonna upload the one for today.
Yeah, I still have to finish recording and upload it.
Do we have to go through the lecture slides also?
I would go through the lecture slides for 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. 1, 2.
No problem. There. Yep. There you go, man. No problem.
Question. I was
Yes.
working on the analysis thing for the company,
Uh-huh.
and I was working on the vision, mission, objectives,
Mhm.
and you